Hi friends, welcome to my channel. So in the previous lectures we have studied about the cropping system in agronomy syllabus. Okay, so we have studied the cropping system in relation to their production technologies and like the crop interaction and also the crop management, intercropping, crop rotation, and what are the types of cropping system. Okay, so how we have to select the cropping system for a particular season or a particular region, like agroclimatic regions जो रहते हैं. So in this lecture let us study about the integrated nutrient management for drylands. So integrated nutrient management for drylands, the concept is here the use of mineral fertilizer is the quickest way to increase the crop production. So next one is the high cost, unavailability and risk and soil related problems. So no doubt the mineral fertilizer, it is the quickest source of providing the nutrients or food to the plants, as we all know. But what happen, they are highly costly. Okay, their cost is very high and their unavailability make the farmer desist for from the using the mineral fertilizer. And then what's the way out? So in what way here come the integrated nutrient management. So this is the integrated nutrient management. What is the mean by integrated nutrient management? So it is the combination the जो भी all available like sources of the nutrient supply and some performing that tragedy into the dryland agriculture. So it may be chemical fertilizer or it may be some organic fertilizers and it may be a biological fertilizer, or they all this will be used in an optimum way. So it is called as a integrated nutrient management. So basically the integrated जो nutrient management है, it focus on the maintaining the soil fertility and also the plant nutrient supply. So as to the sustain the production system in the integrated nutrient management, they mainly it is focused on like maintaining the soil fertility and also some plant nutrient supply. So as to produce sustainable production system, the second what happened, the second one is cropping system approach. Okay, so it does not focus on the single crop system. It is mainly orient towards the cropping system approach instead of the single crop. So then third one is like does not preclude the use of chemical fertilizer. There is a notation that in the integrated nutrient management system, like chemical fertilizer will not be used. So no, it is not true. Here also the chemical fertilizer are used, but a minimum way, yeah, a minimal rate. Okay, so then optimum use of the renewable जो भी nutrient sources हैं and minimal use of the fertilizer or minimum use of fertilizers. Here is the INM, that is the integrated nutrient management strategy. The most emphasis will be given towards the renewable nutrient source and very minimal strategy and the use of minimal fertilizers. So now we next coming on that what are the sources of the nutrient for the crop production. So there may be a number of sources, ठीक है, n number of sources है, so many sources for the crop production as nutrients. So let us see some of them, like soil organic matter, soil reserves, organic manure, biological nitrogen fixation, mineral fertilizer and the precipitation. Okay, so mainly the nutrients हैं, whenever you say the nutrients, the immediately then mineral fertilizers come into the picture, that are chemical fertilizers. So nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium and some micronutrients. So along with the soil organic matter, it is also acts as a fertilizer or organic manure. So then the soil, what happen, the soil is itself is having its own reserve that can be used as the nutrients. Apart from that, we have a biological nitrogen fixation like rhizobium bacteria, where in the various microorganisms, rhizobium, azotobacter, some many more are involved fixing up the nitrogen and the other nutrients. So it can also be used biological nitrogen fixation. Okay. Now then we coming to the organic manures. So many organic manure they are many organic जो manures हैं are there which also be used as a source of nutrients. Like then coming to the biological inputs for the nutrient management, these are the some biological inputs. So what are the biological inputs for the nutrient management? These are the question. So here the biological processes like the decomposition, immobilization and mineralization, these are the some biological processes. So whereas in the decomposition of the plant and animal reduce, so many microorganisms they are involved in the soil. So whenever the crops showbiz stubbles रहते हैं, they are left on the field and they are plugged back into the soil, this microorganism they decomposes the plant residues into a finer forms, and from this to the nutrients, so they will be available to the plant. Now the second one is nutrient flow. So this microorganism regulate the nutrient flow by way of the immobilization and also the conversion of the carbon, hydrogen, oxygen into some useful form, that is called the mineralization process. So this is called mineralization. Okay. Now biological process by the microorganism involve like nutrient flow, immobilization and mineralization. These are the two process, immobilization and mineralization by the microorganism involve the nutrient flow. By this process the microorganism make the nutrient available to the plants. So then coming to the beneficial microorganism as like symbiotic nitrogen fixers, in this rhizobium and bradyrhizobium, ठीक है, rhizobium and bradyrhizobium जो है which are mainly the symbiotic nitrogen fixers. By this the nitrogen will be fixed to an extent of 120 kg per hectare about, and it act as a legume nitrogen economy. Okay. Now coming to the non-symbiotic fertilizer. Basically this is mainly followed in the case of the cereal like rice and wheat. Okay. And azospirillum sugarcane में, azobacter भी sugarcane sorghum में, they are main non-symbiotic nitrogen fertilizers, so which have also main role in fixing the nitrogen. Then coming to the phosphate solubilizing microorganism, it may be yeast, fungi and bacteria type of microorganism. So what they make the insoluble phosphorus to soluble and also make available to the plants, plant growth promoting rhizobia, that is the PGPR. It is called PGPR. This PGPR they act through the hormonal effects and they make disease severity and they will ward off the disease severity. So this PGPR they acts as a hormonal effects and they make a warding of the disease severity. So these are the picture beneficial microorganism as you see in the screen. Now vesicular arbuscular mycorrhiza, VAM. So this vesicular type, ठीक है, basically this is the vesicular type and this is arbuscular type. So यहाँ पर आप देख सकते हैं डायग्राम में they act as a food and they will help in uptake of the phosphorus fertilizer. So these are the biological inputs for the nutrient management. Now coming up to the use of biofertilizer. Okay, now we see the use of biofertilizer for the seed inoculation. So these biofertilizers are mainly used by the seed inoculation. Basically they are used by seed inoculation. The rhizobium inoculation, it is practiced to ensure the adequate nitrogen, so nutrition of legumes instead of the fertilizer nitrogen. Okay, like for for as far as legumes are concerned, and mineral nitrogen is avoided since this bacteria, they are able to like fix up nitrogen by the formation of the nodules in a soil. So the rhizobium जो है, the inoculation is practiced to ensure the adequate amount of and nutrition in case of the legume crop. Now next one is that then in this select the right type of inoculant, as different crop require different rhizobia. So in case of legumes, different legumes crop, like especially the pulses, are particular about different strain of the rhizobia. So we have to select different type of different strain of rhizobium before the inoculation. How the inoculation will be done? So they prepare the inoculation and jaggery solution, okay, they will be made, and that sticking agent, jaggery solution, it is a sticking agent. Then these seeds are mixed with the inoculum slurry. Now they are dried and they are now sow the seeds within 48 hours of the inoculation. So this is the timing. So what is the effect? Actually, what is the most advantage of the use of biofertilizers? Legumes जो रहते हैं, they grown in a rotation or as a inter crops, increase the crop yield of the succeeding non-leguminous crop like cereal crops or oilseed crops to the extent of 0.5, ठीक है, 0.5 to 3 ton per hectare. So they are saving up to 120 kg of nitrogen per hectare as compared to the sequential cropping of non-leguminous crop. So when the legume crops, when they are grown as an intercrop or when they are legume crops, so they are taken as preceding crops in case of the sequential cropping. So they help the succeeding non-legume crop to the fixing of the nitrogen extent of the 130 kg nitrogen per hectare. And when we take as a intercrop, then it help in component crop in fixing the nitrogen. So these are the use of basically most advantages of the biofertilizer. So invariably in case of dryland system, जो आप in case of the dryland system, what happened, the legume should be involved in the cropping system because nitrogen economy can be achieved. So then the organic inputs for the nutrient management. So organic जो है, here organic manure like farmyard manure, FYM and compost and oil cakes, they are basically used. Now mainly in this organic nutrient management, the FYM is the most used organic manures, and crop residues can be recycled by the composting process. Combination of the crop residue following and green manuring, they can be maintained or they can be used to maintain the organic matter level in the soil. So these organic inputs जो रहते हैं as a nutrient management, and it is mainly used for the purpose of maintaining the organic matter level in the soil. That's what the life of the soil, okay, that is the life of soil. Maintaining organic matter in soil, it means maintaining the life of soil. So if the appreciable quantities of organic matter contain is there in a soil, so we can sustain the soil and also plant growth. So what are the inputs like organic manure, that is FYM, compost and oil cakes. So oil cakes are concentrated organic manures, okay. So a combination of this, they will be helped to maintain the organic matter content in the soil. And in addition to this, how they will be helpful in the crop growth, like they increase the biological activities and they reduce the nitrogen loss and they improve the performance of the some microorganism. So these organic nutrients जो हैं, they are the elements when they are incorporated into the soil, so they mainly improve like activity of the microorganism, and that is the first and foremost important process they will bring about. So when the activity of the microorganism it is increased, the biological activity they will be also increased, and nitrogen losses जो हैं they will reduce due to the immobilization process. So through this three जो process organic matter contain, they will be maintained in the soil. So coming up to the next, mineral fertilizer for the nutrient management, which is also a component in the case of integrated nutrient management. So ये topic we will discuss in our next video, because the video is so बहुत lengthy हो जाएगा वो, ठीक है, video will become more lengthy. So in the today's video we will discuss about that much. Next video हम इसके आगे का टॉपिक कंटिन्यू करेंगे. किसी को कुछ प्रॉब्लम होगा तो मुझे बता सकता है. आप लोग कैप्शन ऑन कर लीजिएगा तो आप लोगों को सारी चीज़ें नीचे जो स्क्रीन में लिखी हुई दिखाई देंगी. सो थैंक यू फॉर वॉचिंग टुडेज़ वीडियो फ्रेंड.